Ian. Page 121 is where we're at. 121. Let's go there. 121. Okay. Talking a little bit more deeper into the who which clause. You guys know what that is. You're already using it. We've been using it forever. So there's a little bit more to it now. And it basically says you've learned that the who which clause is a dependent clause that begins with the word who or which and follows the noun that it describes. Use the pronoun who when referring to people, personified animals, and pets. Use the pronoun which when referring to things, animals, and places, like if an animal is just being an animal. And then it says the pronoun who has three forms, who, and then we have whom and whose. So we're going to look at each one of those and how they work in a who which clause. When who, use who when the subject of a who clause is who, and that's how it's been for us. Anytime we have a who clause, we always mark who as the subject. And this is an example of that. Shere Khan circled the wolves who felt threatened. And so here we have the who clause with the subject who and the verb felt. So the who clause is used because wolves refer to personified animals, meaning they act and talk and they're like people. The who clause describes the wolves, the noun it follows. The wolves felt threatened. The subject of the who clause is who, and you begin it with who. Okay, we already know that one. This is the new one here. You can use whom. And this is true in your writing too. So you're going to look for it here in this grammar book, but also you can look for it or use it in your writing when the subject of a who clause is not who. So if you use whom, that's not going to be the subject. So here's your example. Shere Khan circled the wolves whom he threatened. So here we have a pronoun he in the clause. That becomes the subject. So if you use the word whom, which you can in your writing now for your who which clause, you must have a subject after that, like this one, whom he threatened. Okay, let's jump down here. Use whose when the first word of either a who or which clause functions as an adjective. Shere Khan circled the wolves whose loyalty he desired. And so it functions as an adjective describing more about the wolves. Good morning, Jude. We're on page 121. Okay. So the who which clause describes the wolves, the noun that it follows. He desired the wolves' loyalty. And whose loyalty? It's whose, the wolves. So the first word of the clause functions as an adjective, telling whose, because it is whose. Begin the clause with whose. So we're talking about different ways to do who which now. You can do which just stays the same. Which is always which, but who can be who, whom, or whose, depending on how you want to use it in the sentence. Okay, in this book, you're going to still place parentheses around the who clause and write W/W. The thing that might change is the subject. But the other thing that they're going to do, like in these two examples, is put the wrong word there. So you have to find that and draw a line through it and put the correct one above it. So this one says, Mowgli listened to Akela, who spoke the truth. Originally it said whom spoke the truth. And that just, you guys have been speaking English long enough now that you can tell it sounds weird that way. And that's a good rule of thumb is, does it sound right? No, it doesn't sound right. Who spoke the truth? This one, Mowgli listened to Akela, whom he respected. So this one, the word whom works better in there because that now there's a subject after that, whom he respected. So who is no longer the subject, he is the subject. So pay attention to the who clause, see if you see an extra subject in there, and then you'll need to change that word if need be. So that's that. There's more on the back of this page, so go ahead and go to 122. We have the final opener. I almost feel like I was going to say final countdown. The final countdown. This is the final opener. So you guys have 6 now, and we always skip 4. And now you guys get to learn what number 4 is, and it is the ing opener. So this is cool because it's also going to be on your checklist this week. It's new on your checklist, and it's new in the grammar book here. It's a sentence that begins with a participle phrase. In week 13, you learned the pattern and the rule for number 4 ing opener. I guess we already knew it, but we're going to learn an illegal version of it. The pattern is ing word / phrase, comma, main clause. So every time after an ing opener, you have a comma. And you have to remember this rule. I remember going over this with you. The thing after the comma must be the thing doing the inging. Whatever the ing word is at the beginning, right after that comma has to be whatever or whoever it is doing that ing. Wanting to understand, comma, Mowgli searched Bagheera's eyes. Mowgli is the thing, the subject of the main clause after the comma, so Mowgli is doing the wanting. Also notice there's an extra verb after that. So not only do we have wanting, which is considered a participle, this is a participle phrase, wanting to understand, but then there's an extra verb on the other side here, searched. So keep that in mind. You will have to have a second verb after that. There's an illegal. Number 4, opener, is grammatically incorrect. It occurs when the thing after the comma, the subject of the main clause, is not the thing doing the inging. A sentence with an illegal number 4 opener does not make sense. For example, leading the wolves for years, the pack served faithfully. The pack is not doing the leading. Aquila is. So leading the wolves for years, the pack was served faithfully. The sentence does not make sense because it's not talking about the pack leading. It's referring to Aquila leading. So the sentence must be rewritten so that Aquila is the thing after the comma. So it would be better to say leading the wolves for years, Aquila served the pack faithfully. Aquila is the thing, the subject of the main clause after the comma. So Aquila is doing the leading. It is grammatically correct. It's illegal. So bet you didn't know that. Legal and illegal. Number 4, opener. So basically what you're going to do is find it. You're going to check the thing, the subject of the main clause after the comma. Is the thing doing the inging? That's your question. That's how you're going to tell if it's legal or illegal. And then you rewrite it if necessary. So here, roaring at the wolf cubs, Shere Khan urged them to fight Aquila. Originally it said, roaring at the wolf cubs, they were urged by Shere Khan. So it is Shere Khan doing the roaring. That's what you have to make sure right after that comma. It's the thing doing the inging. There's often more than one way to rewrite an illegal number 4 sentence. All right. So you're going to be the number 4 ing opener police. Is it legal? Is it illegal? I'm trying to make jokes this morning, but everybody's too tired right now, I think. So I'm just going to keep going. Anybody feel like reading this morning? Any takers?
I'll read.
Oh, you got it? Okay, and I saw your hand too, Aubrey. I will let Kylie do it this time. Thank you, you guys.
At the moment, no one spoke because no solitary wolf wanted to fight Aquila to the death. Breaking the silence, the wolves heard Shere Khan roar.
Okay, good. Yes, okay, so we have a lot to work on here. Solitary, it's also a card game, in case you're ever bored. Or solitaire, I guess it's called, huh? Anyway, it just means single or alone. Check. Like solo. Fix it. Let's jump over here. I know sometimes we like to do those first. So the fix it column, two indents this time. Well, we have two sentences, so we can assume that this one here is going to indent. And then we're also going to put a paragraph symbol here after the period. So it's just a one sentence paragraph. Sometimes that happens. Okay, two capitals, that's easy. Go ahead and do that. Commas we'll come back to. End mark here. And then we do have an illegal number 4 or opener. So the number 4 is the ing. We got it right here. Breaking the silence. And it's illegal because it goes into the wolves heard Shere Khan roar. So who was it that was breaking the silence? If you guys know the answer, you can raise your hand. Breaking the silence. Who was it that's breaking the silence here? You guys remember how the story is going? Oh, go ahead, Aubrey. I see your hand.
It's Shere Khan.
It's Shere Khan. He's the one that's roaring. So, not the wolves. Well, the wolves did hear it. But remember, right after the ing, you have to have the thing doing the inging. So breaking the silence. The other thing is we need to put a comma there. There is always a comma with these types of number 4 openers. But it's not going to be the wolves heard. We need it to say Shere Khan because he's the one breaking the silence. Okay, so the thing after the comma is the thing doing the inging. So it's Shere Khan who's breaking the silence. And we still need a verb here. It doesn't make sense to say breaking the silence, Shere Khan roar. How can we fix that ending right there? Breaking the silence, Shere Khan, and there's multiple answers for this. How can we fix that?
Ed.
Roared. Okay. Yeah, we could just put ed. We want to maybe include the wolves too. So maybe we could say, oops, I did not spell that right. Ed, just like Ian said. I'm going to add a little bit more at the wolves since we have that in here. So the period's going to go there. But we could have stopped after roared. I just had that extra thing to add back in there. All right, good. So that's how you're going to fix that number 4 opener. Now we're going to jump back over here. For me, I like to just get those verbs out of the way because those are hard. So I'm going to have Aubrey, where are the verbs at? There's 3.
Spoke.
Yep.
Fight.
Actually, this one's to fight, so we're not going to label that a verb because it's to fight. Yeah.
Roared.
Roared. And there's one more ed in there. See it?
Oh, wanted.
Wanted. There you go. So we got spoke, wanted, and then roared. And then we've got 3 subjects too. So Alex, where are the subjects? Who was doing these things?
No one.
No one. So we're going to do a little bracket like that. Call that the subject.
Wolf
Wolf is the subject here. Wanted. Good.
and Shere Khan.
And Shere Khan. Very good. Shere Khan roared. Wolf wanted and no one spoke. All right. Now to find all these clauses, we need to, well, let's see. Maybe we could do the prepositional phrases next. So Jude, do you know where the prepositional phrases are?
Is one spoke one?
No, not that one. That's actually because we have a subject and verb. Remember, prepositional phrases don't have any verbs. So that's the clue with that. It's going to start with a preposition, end on a
To the
noun.
deaf?
To the deaf. There you go. That's one. Good. There's one more.
To fight Aquila?
That I would guess that too, but since fight is a verb, but we have to fight.
Okay.
That one doesn't count for to fight. It's an
That
infinitive.
moment.
Say it again.
That moment.
Close, at that moment.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. You were right there. So yeah, that's one rule to remember. Prepositional phrases don't have verbs, so watch out for that. Okay. Good. We got those. Now we need the main clauses. So Ian, how about the main clauses? Actually, you know what? Before you tell me that, can you tell me the adverb clause? Let's do that one first. That's the Asia word, dot B.
Um, because
Yes, good. Starts with because. Where does it end?
fight,
Keep going.
death,
Death. So that's the adverb clause. Because no solitary wolf wanted to fight Aquila to the death. That is the whole
Can I
adverb.
do the openers?
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. What are the openers?
Adverb opener or is
Right here?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, that's a prepositional phrase. So what kind of an opener is a prepositional phrase?
VSS.
VSS, do you remember what that stands for? Very short
Sentence.
sentences. Not that one. It's a big sentence. But it starts with a prepositional phrase, so it's going to be a prepositional opener. Remember
Okay.
that one? Do you remember what number it is, though?
It's like 2.
Yes. And I'm just going to write in prepositional because that'll help us remember that. And then what's this opener over here?
Adverb opener because it's a verb or
No, it is breaking is actually a participle. This is the new opener we've been talking about.
it's a participle opener.
It's called a ing opener. So this is going to be number 4 ing. Remember the thing after the comma to be the thing doing the inging?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a tricky one. So that's participle. That's breaking the silence. That's a number 4 ing. All right, we have main clauses next. Audrey, what about the main clauses?
Would it be no one spoke?
No one spoke is one. I know it's short, but yes, that is a main clause.
And breaking the silence to roared.
And actually, we're not going to include the ing opener. So it's going to start here with the wolves. Yep, all the way to the wolves down here. Or it starts with, sorry, my paper moved. It starts with Shere Khan all the way to wolves. So Shere Khan roared at the wolves is the last main clause there. And then Kylie, how about the commas? What are we doing with those?
Take all the commas away and keep the silent one.
Take all the commas away. Oh, so after a moment, take that out.
And the one
After spoke. Okay, take that one out.
And then we already did the silence one.
And we already did the silence one. Okay, that was pretty easy. You're right, because the rule about the number 2 opener, the prepositional, is if it's 5 or more, then you need a comma. So you're right, because since it's only 3, no comma there. All right, any questions about this page or anything we talked about for grammar so far? Nothing? Okay, you guys did good. I know this one here, the ing opener, make sure right after that comma, right here after that comma is the thing doing the thinging. And then you can finish up, you can rearrange the sentence. And there's more than one right answer on this, okay? All right, so we're done with the grammar. Good job, you guys. And last week you guys wrote about double check. Person you know? A person you know. Yes, a person you know. Was that assignment hard for you guys, or was it pretty easy? It was kind of in between, kind of you liked it, Kylie? So this is not really. That's all right.
Well, it feels weird calling your parent by their actual name.
I bet, yes. And I have not had a chance to read anybody's yet, but it sounds like you wrote about your mom.
Yeah, and I just
Oh.
kept saying she, her, she, her, she, her. I don't like calling her by her actual name.
That's funny. Yeah, because she's mom, so
Yeah.
um, this is kind of going back to more of creative style writing. We kind of did that when we were looking at pictures and making up stories. Because this is a little different than like academic writing where we're looking at research and we're looking at details and facts and things like that. This is hard for me. So I understand if you struggle with this, like, how do I come up with stuff? And I'm sorry to tell you that this next assignment is going to be even more creative. So if you love the creative writing, you're going to be like, yay. And if you're like me, you're going to be like, oh, okay, here we go. So, but before we get too deep into that, I'm just going to ask, does anybody want to read what they wrote about a person they know? Does anybody want to read it to the class? No? Kylie's like, no, that's okay. I'm good. Okay. That's okay if you don't want to. I will read those later today. I'm going to put a grade on there and see how you guys did. I know it was a 5-paragraph essay. So that's kind of a new skill that we're practicing, and we're going to practice it again. And don't worry, we're going to break this up into 2 weeks again. So if you're a little bit behind and you're trying to catch up, now's the time to do it because we're slowing down right here for a little bit.
What are the 3 paragraphs? Were we supposed to write all 5 of them?
I think so. Let me double check. I thought it was you did the introduction and the conclusion because didn't we talk about that last week?
Yeah.
Now I'm
But I
confused.
thought it was just like the first 3 and then you did the last 2 this week.
Oh, I'm so glad you said something. See, nobody else is saying anything. I probably would have just kept on going. You're right.
Yay.
So
I'm
all
not
that
behind.
planning I did is for next week. So you're right. You should have only done 3 paragraphs. Lucky you. Thumbs up if you got your 3 paragraphs done. I know
What?
it's okay. If you didn't, that's okay. Did you write your 3 paragraphs, Ian?
I wrote all 5.
Oh, you did. So let me share this with you, okay? When you look on Google Classroom, I always post oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time.
Wait, so that means I don't have writing this week?
Well, you probably didn't follow the format for the introduction and conclusion, but you won't have as much writing this week, I will say that. So there you go. You can be excited about that. I Oh, you guys crack me up. I'm showing you on Google Classroom, and this is the teacher view. So yours might look a little bit different. But let's see, let me just click on this, and then I'm going to click on instructions. But it should look like this when you guys open up Google Classroom. Make sure you guys read the instructions. It's always in here. I know I tell you in class what to do, but I want you to read the instructions. Grammar is always grammar. You're going to do the pages I put here, and then you check your answer key, and it tells you what to do there. Writing right here, this section, choose a person you know to write about. It could be a family member, friend, neighbor, pastor, teacher, etc. Interview them if need be to get information about 3 topics. And then I put notes, see notes from class, which we took in class. Number 3, complete the KWOs for each topic on Roman numerals 2, 3, and 4, the body paragraphs. Use the checklist and mark off items as you complete them. Upload your 3 body paragraphs about a person you know to this assignment. So it does say 3. And I'm really glad Kylie said something because I was going to make you guys do a lot more than that. So you all can thank Kylie. Yes, Kylie?
You teach 10 classes?
I have more than 10 classes, actually. I have 70 students altogether. 70. Not all at once because they can't fit in Zoom, that's for sure. But I
Yeah.
do, a bunch of classes every day. So anyway,
That'd be a lot of names to remember.
it is a lot of names to remember. It helps on Zoom
Hi,
to see your name.
Billy. I think your name's Billy, right? Nope.
That never happens to me. Okay, so I got to back up a little bit here. That's crazy. I got mixed up myself. So go ahead and get your stuff out from your front pocket and your keyword outline and all that. And yeah, let's look at this yellow page really quick right here. Oops. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to share. Wow. Okay.
That
Here.
was a pretty view.
Oh yeah, my screen or my wallpaper. Thank you. It's rolling green hills. Okay, this yellow page should be in your front pocket with this week's assignment, a person you know. This is just a quick model of what a 5-paragraph essay looks like. I know you guys have written 5 paragraphs. You've written way more than that before. So maybe not in my class, but I'm sure in other classes. But this is the basic format of a 5-paragraph essay. And you can see here, the topics are in the middle. See where it says first topic, second topic, third topic. That was your assignment this week, was to finish those 3 paragraphs. And now we're going to add an introduction and a conclusion. Did you have a question, Matt?
Yeah, where do I find it again?
It should be in your front pocket. This was part of week 13 that we took out.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, okay, good. So we're going to focus on the introduction and conclusion, and it's kind of ironic, but we're going to start with the conclusion. It's easier to write the conclusion after you have your 3 topics in those paragraphs here. So we're going to focus on restating those 3 topics, and then the most significant and why. So you're going to be thinking about the person you wrote about and why they're significant to you. And then we're going to rewrite. We're going to come up with a last sentence. We're going to end on a bang and try to finish strong with this. And we're going to talk about some ideas on how to do that, and then make sure that the title words are in that last sentence with the title rule. And then if you look at the introduction, this is the last part you're going to do, but it's the first part of your essay. So you're going to come up with an attention getter, which we'll talk about. You're going to give a little bit of background about the person you wrote about, and then you're going to state those 3 topics. So if you notice the pattern, you're going to tell the reader what your 3 topics are, and then you're going to tell more information about topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and then you're going to restate those 3 topics. I know it sounds redundant. That's the word I use for that. But that is the format of a 5-paragraph essay. You basically tell them what you're going to say, and then you say it, and then you tell them what you just said. So I used to teach little kids, and I used to tell them, think of a sandwich. You got your bread on the top, bread on the bottom. The bread, the introduction and the conclusion, very similar, very, very similar. And then all the stuff in the middle are the different things inside the sandwich.
Yeah, the butter, the peanut butter, and the jelly.
There you go.
Honey.
Those 3 topics. There you go. I use butter with it too. I
Yeah.
put butter and then the jelly so that it doesn't soak into the bread. Is that how you do it too, Kylie?
Well, I do honey. I like honey with my butter and peanut butter.
Oh, yeah, I like
I
that.
just like the butter for the flavor.
That sounds good. Making
Y'all
me
are weird.
And cinnamon.
and cinnamon.
And
And a
bananas.
big old tall glass of milk with it. That's the best.
We're not allowed to drink milk.
Oh,
Unless it's for chocolate.
you're not allowed to drink milk? That's interesting.
Well, we get through it very fast if we do, and we don't even use gallon ones because the ones that we get come in half gallons because I'm lactose intolerant.
Ah, you need to try goat's milk. You guys know I have a goat that I'm milking. You should try it
I know.
sometime.
I don't like goat milk.
I love it.
It's
It's
so
good.
weird.
You haven't tried my goat's milk, so maybe you'll like
But I
mine.
do love goat cheese.
Yes, goat cheese is good. I make butter, I make ice cream.
Ooh,
Okay.
my Nana makes ice cream. I love her coffee ice cream.
Go ahead and get out your notes from last week. And we're going to now look at, hopefully you guys have some notes on here about, okay, let me ask you this. And I know Kylie, you wrote about your mom. What were the 3 topics that you ended up choosing for your body paragraphs on yours?
So I chose like when she moved because actually her like moving time was very different because like she lived in a house her mom designed and then lived in a house that her mom and dad built.
Oh, cool.
And so yeah, and then her hobbies
Okay.
and then like when she was like in high school and stuff.
Okay. So I'm just going to make a note here just for Kylie's. You guys don't have to write this down, but moved, and then she had hobbies. And then I'm going to put HS for high school years. So I want you guys to think about the 3 topics that you put in your paper about your person, and just put a little box over here on the side where that blank space is and put down the 3 topics that you wrote. So these are the 3 paragraphs you wrote about. So you were supposed to choose 3 different topics for that. Oh, and there's more notes on the back too. Here's the possible topics here. So let me ask Alex, what were the 3 top? Well, let me ask you first, who did you write about?
My mom.
Okay, and what were the 3 topics you used?
Early life, career, and retirement.
Okay, early life, career, and retirement. Good. Matt, how about you? Who did you write about? Or did you get a chance to do it yet?
I have done it, and I wrote about my dad. I wrote about early life, career, and yeah, retirement, I guess.
Okay, early life, career, and retirement. Good. Aubrey, how about you?
I wrote about my grandpa, and I did early life, middle life, and later life.
Okay, good. Nice. And Ian, you did write it. Who did you write about? And then what were your 3 topics?
I wrote about my dad. I did early life, career. Wait. What? Hold up.
It sounds like you guys pretty much know what your 3 main topics were.
I don't remember what I did. I know I
Okay.
did early life and career. I
And
didn't
maybe
do retirement
hobbies?
because he's still working, but
Working. Maybe his hobbies or something, or
yes, that
achievements.
was it. Hobbies.
Hobbies. Okay, good. All right. I want you guys to get out this page right here. This is page 143. This is the one about conclusions. The conclusion of this paper.
Conclusions always used to be my least favorite subject when you did writing.
Oh, really?
School. Yes.
Well, the cool thing about this, though, is that it's like a format for you. You don't have to make it up out of thin air. This is a great way to go about doing conclusions for your papers.
And it did not help that my teacher did hamburger as the sentence pattern because I did not.
You're like, I need a sandwich, not a hamburger.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly, please.
There we go. Okay, go with that, Kylie. Stick with that.
I ignored her.
Okay, so for the conclusion, and we looked at this on the yellow page a little bit, you're going to restate the topics. You already told them details about those 3 topics. And in the conclusion, you're going to restate that. That means you're going to state it again. So write a sentence or 2 about each topic. So that's what you do, each topic. Try to convey the main idea of each body paragraph. Highlight or bold the topic key words. Okay, so for topic A, like for Kylie, and I want everybody to think about the person that you wrote about. And that first topic for her, she said how she moved, right? That was the first topic. Go ahead and write a sentence here introducing or kind of giving a sentence about that topic, just an extra sentence that you haven't used yet. Try not to use the same sentence as before, but something about that first topic and the second topic and the third topic. So this would be like paragraph 1 or paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4 of the body. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a minute to write that down. Think about the 3 topics you guys just shared with me. Write a sentence about that topic. So like yours, Kylie, would be about how she moved. It was the first one, and the middle one,
Hobby,
the hobbies,
and then high school years.
and then high school years. Yep.
That's career.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom has not retired yet, so can't write about that.
Yeah. Let me know if you guys need any help with that. I just want you to write these 3 sentences from each topic. You're going to write them there.
A week later, there's like a layer of dust on the whole house. And that's good for outside. She's like, are you sure you weren't saying this back on?
Give me a thumbs up when you got those sentences down. Okay, Kylie, what'd you get? What'd you write for your 3 sentences? Oops, you're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
They're kind of bad, kind of good. I'll fix them when I get the chance to. But for topic A, it's like my mom moved at a very young. Yeah, I'll fix them when I get the chance to.
Oh, okay. You want to think
kind of
about it a little more?
Yeah, kind of corny.
Oh, that's okay. I know it's kind of hard. Maybe we can keep thinking about that. Anybody else have theirs ready? If you need help getting creative with that, what was her experience moving, Kylie? So did she have oh, you don't know? She just moved. That's all you know?
Yeah. Well, I know that she moved when she was like young, like when she was 4 years old. She lived in Santa Clarita and moved to Tehachapi.
Oh, okay.
Then she lived in a house that her mom designed, and then in a house that her dad wanted, that her dad built, all because he wanted to see a view.
A view?
Yeah, her dad didn't want to live
Cool.
in the greenhouse that her mom designed because he wanted to see a view.
Oh, okay. So, you can say something about your mom. She goes by Jen, huh? Or Jennifer. Or what is your mom's name again?
Jennifer Drucker used to be
Jennifer.
Jennifer Payne.
Jennifer. So you can say something like Jennifer moved at a very young age
Or she moved at a very young age.
and loved her house with an amazing view. It can be something that simple. Okay. It doesn't have to be really fancy or anything. How about you, Ian? Did you get your first sentence done yet for topic A?
For my conclusion,
Yeah.
no.
That's what we're working on right now, okay? So I want you to look at your first paragraph. You said his early life, right? You wrote about your dad's early life. Okay, so think of one sentence about that kind of sums up his early life. Like, was it adventurous? Was it exciting? Was it stressful? Was it difficult? Something about your dad's early life. Kind of sum it up right here in one sentence for A, okay? And write it down on this page. Kylie?
For my last topic, because I only wrote 3 paragraphs, I wasn't able to do that one, and I did want to ask my mom that, but by the time I could, dinner was already ready. So
Oh, okay.
I was hungry.
Oh, I bet.
Blaming it all on food.
There you go. That's always a good excuse.
Yeah.
Alex, did you get a sentence for topic A on yours?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
He worked hard in school.
He worked hard in school. Okay, good. That's good. You may want to make that a longer sentence when you eventually put it in your paragraph, but that's okay for now to write that note there. How about Matt? Did you figure out topic A, your sentence for A?
Not yet. I'm still thinking about that.
Okay. So, oh, and I said he, but you said she, right, Alex? Because you wrote about your mom and it was Matt that wrote about your dad. Okay. So your first topic about your dad, what was that again, Matt?
That was my dad's early life.
Yeah, so one sentence about his early life. Did he have an adventurous early life? Was he a good kid in school? Was he,
Yes.
and so he worked
I
hard
probably
in
have to
school.
redo it. I probably didn't do it very good.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever your topic is, I know this is a hard assignment, you guys. This is hard for me too, but we'll get through this, all right? So basically the pattern is at the conclusion, you're going to restate basically something from each paragraph about that topic. Okay, how about Aubrey? Did you get something here for topic A?
Yeah.
What'd you get? What'd you put?
I said in his early life, he went to many schools and moved many times.
Okay, good. That's a good sentence. I like that. And then Ian, did you come up with one?
Yeah, I wrote it about his career.
Okay, what is your sentence? Or did you write it yet? You're muted are you talking?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Uh, sorry. My dad has lived in a lot of different places, served our family, his community, and his country.
Nice. That's a good one. And that was all. Did you put all the topics in one sentence? Because this is supposed to be like paragraph
No,
two.
I have more in the
You have
thing.
others? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever you guys wrote about in paragraph 2, which is the body paragraph, sum it up in one sentence here. This is paragraph 3, sum it up in one sentence. And then paragraph 4, sum it up in one sentence. We're going to jump down here to most significant now. And there's a little paragraph up here that explains how to do that. What is the most important, and be thinking about the person you wrote about, most interesting or most significant thing to remember about all that you've wrote about and why? So think about all that you learned or wrote about the person you know. What is the thing that stands out the most to you? I want you to think about it because I'm going to ask you. What it could be the fact that they moved a bunch of times, or it could be the fact like they were in the military, or it could be the fact that they had a difficult early life, or something that kind of stands out. I don't want you to say because she's my mom. That is a significant thing. I'm not minimizing that. But I want you to think of what about her is significant to you, other than the fact that she's your mom. Maybe something about what she did or what she believes in or her goals or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So be thinking about that. And then it says, You may choose one of your topics and tell why it is the most significant, or you may choose something that tells the importance of the entire subject. So this is going to be, you only have one line here. So you're going to just take a note here. Does not have to be a complete sentence. When you go to write this in your conclusion, you're going to use the words most significant in your sentence. The most significant thing about my mom is blank. And here's what you're going to write. So think for a minute about the person that you wrote about and what you think stands out the most. And give me a thumbs up if you have an idea already of something you want to say about the person you wrote about. Okay, you guys are still thinking. That's okay. Look back on your paragraphs. It can be something simple, like if you're talking about your mom, if you wrote about maybe her career and just her accomplishments, like the most significant thing about my mom is that she was a nurse and she saved lives or something like that. Or most significant thing about my mom was the fact that she is a great mom and always wanted to have her own kids or something like that. Okay. Think about what makes your person significant to you. And then you have a spot here to tell why. That's important. So put what you think is the most significant thing about them, and then you're going to tell why. Because blank. Alex, did you think of something?
I'm still kind of thinking.
Okay. How about Aubrey? Did you think of something? What did you think of? What's the most significant thing?
That he was part that he was part of Firefighters for Christ.
Part of firefighters what?
For Christ.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So the most significant thing about my dad is that he was part of the Firefighters for Christ. This is significant because blank, and you can tell why that was significant to you or why that is significant about him being a part of that. I like that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know there was such a thing. Must be like a ministry for firefighters, I guess, or first responders, maybe. What about you, Ian? Did you think of something that's most significant about your dad?
No, not yet.
Okay, I want you to be thinking about it. Put it right here next to most significant. So you guys, the goal is to take notes right here in class because that's going to be your paragraph. So I'm pretty much helping you with your homework right now. So get as much of this done as you can in class, and then you'll have less to do later. Kylie, did you figure out something most significant? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sorry. I think the most significant thing about my mom is that she will quit anything like her dream job, nursing, or do anything for her kids. Her kids,
awesome.
Her kids comes first.
That's awesome. This is significant because she always puts herself first before anyone else. That's good. I like that. It's probably going to make your mom cry when you show her that when it's all done. I don't know if she's read it yet. Has she read it yet?
No.
Okay. This is going to be good. I'll help you and look at all of you and kind of if there's anything you need to fix or watch out for those banned words and all that. And once you get it all done and it looks really good, I'm going to say, read this to your mom or read this to your dad. It's good. This is cool. Okay. So this now becomes your conclusion paragraph. Your conclusion paragraph is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. Topic A is one sentence about that paragraph. Topic B, one sentence about that paragraph. Topic C, one sentence about that paragraph. This sentence starts with the most significant thing. In fact, let's put that note in here. And it's okay to use thing here because that's basically the only word that will fit with that. The most significant thing about your person, blank, is blank. If you have room, you can put it in the side here. If you already have something written there, that's fine, or make a note at the bottom. But this is how you're going to frame this sentence. The most significant thing about my mom is blank. This is significant because blank. So this ends up being 2 more sentences. So you have 5 sentences total, and that becomes your conclusion. Now I want you to look really quick at the checklist with me. That is going to be page 147. There's a couple of different things on here because this is the first time you guys have written a 5-paragraph essay for me. If you look up here under that word conclusion, it says conclusion restates topics, which is what you did here. This is what you're doing, you're restating the topics here. And you're going to bold or highlight those topics. So if one of your topics is early life, and you mention that topic in your sentence, you're going to bold that, just like you do a topic clincher. You guys know how to do that. You did that for your paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. You're only going to highlight or bold the actual topic in each sentence. So if this is blah, 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 early life, you're going to bold it. I'm just going to put a box around it for now. And this is blah, 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 hobbies. Bold that. And this is blah, 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 career. You get what I'm saying? You're just going to bold those topics in the sentence. So it's going to look a little bit different than the topic clincher. You're not going to do a topic clincher for the conclusion or the introduction. There's no topic clincher for that. It's a little bit different. You're only going to highlight or bold those topics. Any questions about that? Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay, Alex?
Do we have to use like the checklist, the dress up words for the conclusion and the introduction?
Yes, you still have to do this part down here. You see how it has paragraph 1 and 5. So paragraph 1 is the introduction. And yes, those words still have to be in there.
Okay.
And in the conclusion, the only part that's different is the topic clincher. It's not going to look the same as the other paragraphs do. So you're going to highlight in the conclusion just the topics. And you want to make sure it indicates most significant and why. That's why you're going to use this format to write your conclusion, because it's all right here. Does that make sense, Alex? That was a good question. Anybody else have a question? Okay. Now that we got the conclusion pretty much going, let's turn this page over to the back side here. And now we're going to talk about the introduction. This is the first paragraph. Remember, you guys worked on your body paragraphs. Those are the middle paragraphs. That's the meat and, or in Kylie's sandwich, it's the peanut butter, honey, and butter.
The butter.
The butter. Okay.
And cinnamon.
This is going to be the top bread of your sandwich. I always like having visuals. I mean, it does help thinking of it that way. So this is page 144. We're going to talk
Lots of
about
light in here. Yeah.
I am on my class.
Matt. Go ahead and mute if you need to there.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My dad's
So-
killing me.
Oh, that's okay. This is the introduction, the first part, and here's your format down here, which we're going to work on together. The first sentence, you need to have an attention getter. This is the very first sentence, the very first paragraph of your paper on the person you wrote about. Start your introduction with a sentence that encourages your reader to continue reading. Begin with a question, a fact, or statistic, or a very short sentence. And we're going to talk about those openers in a minute, but you can start your introduction. Your very first sentence could be a short one, a VSS. Or it could be a question like, have you ever wondered what it was like to be a firefighter? My dad, blah, blah, blah. Or you can ask a question that relates to the person that you wrote about, or a very short sentence, or a fact, like a random fact. Something to
Hitler
draw
led the
attention.
German army.
Say that again.
Hitler led the German army like that.
Well, it has to be about your topic, which is, or
Aw,
your
dang it.
subject, which is your mom. That would be weird to introduce Hitler and then talk about your mom. So no, that would not be a good one.
Aw.
Sorry. Something about your mom though, like I forget what is one of your mom's hobbies?
Drawing.
Drawing?
Or was.
Okay.
And horseback riding. Those two were when she was a kid.
You could start with something random like horseback riding made her feel free.
My mom's horse was named Spirit. Nah, it was
There you go.
Named Peanut Butter. And Barbie.
Oh, really? We're back to
Barbie.
Peter again?
Yeah, she used to paint her horse's
cute.
toenails green.
Oh,
It was
there
a
you go.
boy.
That's a random fact.
It was a boy horse too.
You can start with like not giving her name right away. You can start with something like one day she painted her horse's hooves green. My mom is blah, blah, blah. And you introduce her.
My mom loves green horses.
So that attention getter, it can be random. This is like for readers when they read your paper to go, what? What are they talking about? Who's the, what? Painting a horse? What? So it makes them want to read more. Okay. So try to think of a question or a short sentence or some random fact about the person you wrote about to put here for that attention getter. Okay. And then next one says background. We're going to talk about this next. Tell your reader what the subject of the composition is about by making a general statement about the subject. Like, my mom's name is Jennifer. Kylie, did you have a question?
Yeah, would it be an attention getter if you like in one of your sentences?
Oops, I can't hear you all of a sudden. Wait, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. What happened?
We can hear her.
How about now?
I can hear
Oh,
her,
maybe
Sid.
it's me. Hold on. I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
can-
me. Hold on. My husband turned on. Okay, hold on. It's me. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Pods and it switched to him. So I got you now.
Yay!
What did you just say? Can you say it all over again?
Would it be an attention getter if you like in one of your sentences, like in the middle of the paragraph, you make one of your sentences like title size and then say, "Look, listen here," something like that.
Probably
Would it
not
get your
for
attention?
not for this style of paper, because this is more like an essay, but eventually we're going to write a letter, and that'll be a perfect place to put something like that. But
Okay.
for this one, this is going to be more
Make
like
it bright blue.
an essay. Yeah, it needs to be like pretty straightforward. But I do like the idea of attention getter catching somebody's eye. So if anywhere, you could do it there, that very first sentence to be like something to draw you in to want to read more.
Okay.
All right. And then the background is going to be like your mom's name and then a little bit about her. She was born in wherever she was born and what year, if your mom was okay with that. And, and then a little bit about her family life, just a little background. And then leading up to, again, topic A, topic B, topic C. You guys did that for your conclusion. You're going to do it again for your introduction. Now, I don't want you to copy word for word. You need to change it up a little bit, but it's going to be very, very, very similar to what you guys wrote for the conclusion on this side. Similar, almost the same. Change a few words, change it up a little bit. You're going to repeat it again here. It says, end your introduction by listing the topics you wrote about in your body paragraphs. And again, highlight or bold the topic keywords. Just like we showed on this side, I took my page off here, but this one, you're going to do the same thing, highlight or bold these 3 topics in your introduction too. Okay. And then you go into your 3 paragraphs, which you already did. We're out of time, but I'm going to go back to the checklist really quick here. For those body paragraphs, you still have the topic clincher rule. You don't have the topic clincher rule for introduction or conclusion. Those are a little bit different. You're going to highlight or bold those topics within the sentences. Doesn't just have to be the first sentence. It could be inside the paragraph. And then down here, you have your openers. And earlier I told you we're going to have the ing opener. Well, that was a sneak peek because that's not until next week. So you don't have that yet. You do have a prepositional opener, adverb opener, clausal opener, and then the VSS. And these do need to be in all 5 paragraphs. Okay. Any questions about the checklist or your homework or what you guys are working on? Any questions about any of that stuff? All right. Make sure to use this little template here. This is going to help you a lot. Use this to write your introduction and start with your conclusion. Remember, you're going to do the conclusion first and then go back and do the introduction. So your homework that you're going to turn in is going to be 5 paragraphs. You already did the 3 in the middle, and then you're going to do the conclusion and the introduction and turn them all in. Kylie?
I did the wrong thing. I did 2 of my body paragraphs and my introduction.
Oh, okay. You
It's
might
okay.
have to rearrange it a little bit.
Okay.
Think of a different topic to put in there.
I don't know why. It's just like a pet peeve of mine. I don't like doing it out of order.
I know it's weird, huh? It is weird.
Not
I think once you do it a few times, though, it's actually a little easier. I don't know. But use this template. This will help you a lot. All right, you guys, that's it for today. I did record the class if you need to go back and listen to our lovely conversation today.
Yay!
Have a good week, you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye. Have a good one.